Hello everyone and welcome back to Wilds of Eldraine drafts. There was a couple of days of break from videos because the drafts were down, and then on the weekend I had other things to do, so I wasn't able to draft. But let's hope these things is gonna work now. Imodane, not as good as Imodane's Recruiter, the uncommon with the White Adventure. This is basically 4 mana 4/4 double caster. Yeah, you can deal maybe some extra damage with this. It's not, bad, but I might even prefer this two-headed hunter more because this is basically a 2 for 1 if you can get some value out of the adventure. But I think I would take this over the Imodane. Is there anything else? The Sir Armont is good, but it's 2 colors. I prefer taking single color cards as pack one, pick one to keep open as much as possible. Hamlet Glutton is probably the best common in the pack, but I'll take the two-headed hunter. It's quite nice. The double strike trick is in fact instant, so you can actually use it as a trick. And then a 5/4 menace for 5 mana is a nice creature as well, after hopefully already getting some value out of the 2 mana spell. Now, how about this? Well, I don't think I'm going to take either of the red cards. The best card in the pack might just be the Trojan, because this can be really good in the Korak deck. There's also Graceful Takedown, a reasonable card. There's another Hamlet Glutton, by the way. But if I would take a green card, I would take the Takedown. Nice cheap removal. But I think, yeah, the question is, do I want to take the absolute best card or the thing that is, easier to, the more flexible option? I think I'll try the Takedown here. Maybe I can get some kind of a red-green deck. I don't think I have drafted a red-green in this format yet. It has a slight theme around creatures with 4 power or more, but it's not really something you need to go heavily into. You can just play, green big creatures, some red removal maybe, and stuff like that. Now there's a Welcome to Sweet Tooth. I do quite like it, because the chapter 3, it is in fact counters, not just a until end of turn pump. So if you have some other ways to create food, that can be quite nice. And even if you don't, you basically get in the end 2/2 worth of stats for 2 mana and a food token. Yeah, there's some decent cards, but I think I'll take the green 2-drop here. Okay, I see yet another Hamlet Glutton. This might be time to actually pick it, unless... okay, well, there is a Glass Casket, totally decent removal. Also, it's an artifact which has less hate in this format than enchantments. Alright. So I think here it's a pretty easy decision. I mean, not easy decision, but easily you can narrow down the options to Hamlet Glutton and the Glass Casket. It does seem like red isn't going to be open, so I'm going to look for a second color other than red. Could be white still, but Hamlet Glutton is really nice. And I already have a way to, bargain it easily with the Welcome to Sweet Tooth. So I think I'm gonna take now one. And let's see. Yeah, it does seem like white is quite open here. There's also Shatter the Oath, which is not the greatest, most amazing card. Now this red card is not really good in red-green, so I won't be picking that. The Gnowing Crescendo also not really the card you play in red-green, so that's out of question. The question is, am I gonna play like a 5 mana 4/4? I think I might even, if I took a white card, I might take the Hopeful Vigil. It's another way to bargain this thing easily. You could take the Return from the Wild, shall I have a little ramp, but I think I'll take the Vigil now based on the fact that white seems to be quite open. I expect to get a few more white cards in here. Okay, well, there's a red card, but it's actually not the card I'm necessarily wanting to play in red-green. It's more like a red-white and red-black card. I will take the Evolving Wilds. It allows me to have some splash options. The Moment of Valor is okay, but it's the kind of card you can pick later in the draft. Yeah, I think the Evolving Wilds is easy. This is also, by the way, a splashable card still. I mean, if I end up being green and white, I could still splash this. Both versions of this, both spells this has are single red. So now there is actually, there's something like a Return Triumphant, which I kind of like, but let's take the cut in. That will still leave me the option to just be red-green or maybe splash red, because you could splash this card too. It's not the greatest removal spell, but it's something you can splash if you are lacking some removal. It's always nice to have a bunch of removal in your decks. How about this thing? You cast a spell that targets a creature you control. Well, I have, I think, one Graceful Takedown for now. I don't think anything else. Oh, no, cut in does target a creature I control. Should I try this? I don't think it's that good. You could just take the Thief or the Scarecrow Guide. I don't think these white cards are interesting. But do I want to try this? I think it's more interesting to try this. Both of these, the 2 and the 3 drop, they are quite, the kind of cards you can pick later in the draft too. And you don't really miss out on much if you end up not having those in your deck. Alright, so here we actually could just... How about this apple? I don't think this really is gonna ever be played. I'll take the guard just in case I actually end up being white, but maybe I'm not sure about the white anymore. Okay, so there's a Maribard, there's a Prophetic Prism. Both, give me bargain options for the Hamlet Glutton. I'm not quite sure. Don't really like the barge that much. I'll take the Prism. There's a Titanic Growth, but it's not really an important card to pick. It usually gets cut anyway. Okay, the Battle Garb is probably not for this deck. I'll take the White Flyer now. And here I can take just a 2-drop. No, I could be still green-white, splashing for red. And I think I don't need another Dutiful Griffin. One is enough. I'll take the return from the Wilds, which allows to enable the splash I talked about. Commune with Nature. Not really good, because you have to reveal a creature card, and sometimes you don't even find one, and then this is all it does. I like the versions of this card that give you like a land or a creature or something like that. Alright, now we have some decent cards from blue and black, both colors I haven't picked at all. There's another Ground Seal. There's this thing, there's also a Belligerent Off the Ball, which is fine if I wanna be red still. I'm not actually that sure about my colors yet. Should I take the Light Blades? Should I take the Oath? Should I take this? I think I won't be taking the black or blue card, even though they are better. I'm gonna take the Light Blades. It's a fine removal spell. And if I am green-white, I will probably want to have that spell, because you won't have that many options for removal when you're green and white. Although I have a couple of already. I have the Graceful Takedown and the Light Blades now. Anyhow, here we have a Woodland Acolyte. Oh, there's a Root Rider Fawn as well. There's a mythic rare. I don't think I have any of those, but it's only the only reason I mentioned this is that I do try to collect as many of the cards in the set as possible, and the enchantment sheet mythics are the most rare cards, but I won't be taking it here because I have 2 good options, the Woodland Acolyte and the Root Rider Fawn here. I do like them both a lot. It's tough to make the choice here. I think I'll take the 2-drop still. Okay, there's a Glass Casket. Oh, well, there's more than that. Glass Casket would be a fine. Storm-Killed Vanguard. Totally fine, and the Utopia Sprawl as well. Of course, the most raw power comes from this Vanguard, but of course it is also a 6-mana creature, but it's a nice way to put some artifact and enchantment removal into your main deck. But the Glass Casket is quite efficient removal. I think I am going to be green-white, maybe splash the red, not sure about that yet. It might be unnecessary to go for the splash. I really like the Vanguard though, but I have one big thing. Okay, fine, let's take the cheap removal. This format has a bunch of aggro decks, red-white for instance, and also red-black. They can really beat you down quickly, so it's better to have these cheap interaction options available. Now how about here? The Scavenger I like because it does give me some bargain fodder, but I'm not quite sure if I... do I care about it that much? How about the mana curve? Oh, well, I guess I could take a 3-drop. I have no 3 mana creatures here. Fine, let's take this. And yeah, I could take the Archon's Glory here because I do have the Season of Growth. But unless I get like a lot of cards, I mean, I need to first pick creatures before I can pick pump spells. So it's very likely that this is just gonna be, not played in the main deck or in the deck at all. So I'm not going to draft around this card. It was nice to pick it quite late when I had like a couple of things that trigger it drawing the card, but I won't be focusing on that now. I think I'll take the 2-drop. This is really too expensive, and Curse of the Werewolf Fox is decent. Also works with the Season of Growth, but I think I'll take these 2-drops still. Phyrexian Unlife is not that great actually. Because you will play this, basically you can always play this because it only starts giving you poison once you have reached 0 life, but it's kind of like a 3 mana gain 10 life, and it's not that good. It really isn't. Okay, so am I gonna make a splash or not? I don't think a Ginger Brute is something I would play in this deck. The Rhineful Fur Reindeer is not that amazing. I think I'll take the Prism, but only to, not necessarily gonna play either of them, but it's like if I get some other things like Hamlet Glutton, that will make it more interesting to, play Prisms. Here I will just take the 4-drop. I don't think I have any creatures at 4, and this is fine. Not that easy to get necessarily the haste for here, but 4 mana for Vigilance is totally reasonable to have. Especially when you are kind of lacking 4-drops like I am. Alright, so am I going to take Twin Whale Guide or the Titanic Growth? I still have only 9 creatures, so I would prefer just having more creatures. Let's take the Guide here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have the celebration up for it that often, but I believe it's a fine pick there. Am I gonna take the Oof? I think I have a bunch of 2 mana plays. Don't know how many of them are creatures though. I'll just take the Oof. I do like this, but it's it's not that necessary. Oh, I got the Acolyte here, which was my second option from the this pack. I took the I took the Mana Producer, the 1/3. Okay, I'm very happy to have this now. And am I going to have a lot of enchantments? Well, it doesn't even matter because I'm not gonna play the Admirer. So let's take these in case it will be good. Not sure if it will. Witch Stalker, right. Though I don't think it's gonna really trigger that often. And I have enough 2s, so I guess I can still take it. Okay, that's something I don't care about too much. Oh, Spellbook Vendor, sorry. Very nice pickup. And there's also the Picnic Ruiner, which I wouldn't mind taking. Now, maybe this comes back to me as pick number 9. Unlikely though, because red was quite drafted. I think someone might just take this, even if they are not red-green. But of course, this is a very kind of a bum rare, actually. Does a lot for not much mana. So it's an easy pick when you are white. There are some other options, but nothing comes close to this window here. At least this makes me very happy that I ended up picking those white cards. But yeah, the cut in and the 2-headed hunter, I am not sure if I'm going to play them. And if I had like more of these Hamlet Gluttons, yeah, maybe I would actually be interested in playing the Prophetic Prism, for instance. But I might just cut the prisms, cut the red cards, and just have a green-white deck here. Blind Obedience, I think it's decent. But let's see how many of these. I have actually 3 of these already, so I will complete my playset of these cards if I pick this. I'm not going to play it, although it is a splashable one. Text thought. I think I'll just take the Mythic Rare and with a slight chance of actually playing it. Although it's maybe I don't have the enchantment support in this deck, but I'll take it just to complete the collection. I don't think the Blind Obedience is that good that I would have to absolutely pick it. Alright, so the Elvis Archivist is of course very nice, and also maybe a reason to consider playing these prisms, although as you can see I already have a bunch of playables, but it's going to be good. All you need is to have one enchantment enter the battlefield under your control. Of course, roll tokens count for that, and then you get a card. And I have some food tokens coming up too, which makes this a bigger creature, and opponent also just is very pressured to use their removal on this. And if they use their removal on my 2-mana creature, that's usually going to be a good value for my mana. Cheeky House Mouse. There's another moment of valor. I do like the Monstrous Rage, but I am kind of thinking about not splashing at all. Is this good in a green-white deck? I do like this a lot more in red-white, which is actually going to be interested in 1 mana 2/1s. My deck might not care about it too much. I have some good experience from the Fur Reindeer, but I'll just take another oof here. I am unlikely to main deck them both, but you know, maybe it's something I want to actually sideboard in. Okay, I'm getting actually a lot of 2-mana plays here. Not even sure if I want to play all that, but okay, I have 1 guard and I have 1 light blades. Maybe I can take the removal. Yeah, I'm not taking another of these return from the wilds. So let's take the light blades thing here. And okay, well, there is a decent red card. I really don't know if it's worth splashing them though. I might just take the Scavenger. I like the food token now, especially with the Elvis Archivist here, benefiting from artifacts entering. So I think I can take the 3-mana creature here. Oh, wow, another of these Archivists. Well, that's definitely making me quite interested in playing all the artifact and enchantment producing cards, or cards that are artifacts or enchantments. But yeah, it's an easy pick. I would also like to have the Edge Wall in, it's always nice, but definitely taking another of these. And here we have an Intangible Virtue, which is not for my deck. I don't know if it's easy at all to have a deck for this card in this format. I guess you might have like a rat deck, but that's usually red and black, so not white, but whatever. I'll take the Celebrant, I might have some synergy for it. I got the Picnic Ruiner back at pick number 9. There's also Red Tooth Genealogist, which is gonna create me an enchantment, and with double Archivist it's just maybe gonna be better choice. If I didn't have 2 of these, maybe I would still take these and consider the red splash, but I'll just take the Genealogist now. And whatever, I'll take this thing here. And there's a Return Triumphant. Yeah, it does create me an enchantment. It's also something that... Well, I can pick an Archivist back. Yeah, I have already 1 Evolving Bulge and I'm not planning to splash, so it's fine. Here I might actually take the Moment of Valor for sideboard. I'll do that. I have enough playables anyway, and I got this also. Alright. So it actually turned out so that I don't have like expensive cards much at all here. It's quite odd actually. Let's cut the lands for now, and this is now 34. Well, I think I'm gonna cut these for now, and it's quite likely that I won't be playing the Season of Growth here, and I can also cut some of the 2-mana creatures. Type creature here. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Funnily, even the fawn is actually not so great now. But then again, I took the fawn over a Woodland Acolyte, which I ended up getting anyway. So it was kind of a free pick here, but because I have really no reason to ramp, given how few expensive cards I have, I think I might cut that. And the Return from the Wilds is not going to be useful either. So let's cut that. I will cut at least 1 of these oofs. I don't know how you pronounce it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. I should be able to have a 2-drop, 3-drop plays most of the time, which is what you want, but of course with this kind of deck I might also be lacking the expensive plays. Now, I believe I have enough things to you know, bargain, like some roll tokens and stuff like the where's the vigilate here? Oh, by the way, yeah, this is another 2-drop I have because it's just a non-creature type, so it doesn't show in here. I'm going to cut the other off here. Not sure about the armory mice. I'm gonna play all the expensive stuff because I like to have access to one of them. But yeah, one of the questions is that do I have enough things to make this thing grow? And I'm gonna put into graveyard. So this becomes a 3/4 once it happens once. Yeah, I'm not sure if it is really that good. A 3-mana 2/3 vigilance is quite weak here anyway, so I'm going to cut it. And I am actually going to cut also the fawn in here, because this is one of the few decks where you actually don't want to have that 2-drop, because you want to have the options to have turn 3 4-mana plays, turn 4 5-mana plays, and I have very few of those available. Now the prophetic prisms are interesting mostly because of the double archivist to make them grow. But I was actually supposed to check something, so yeah, I can bring back an archivist with a return triumphant, but also do I get to trigger it? So this says whenever one or more enchantments enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. So this thing has to be on the battlefield when an enchantment enters, but this says that first you return a creature to the battlefield, then create a young hero role token attached to it. So basically that means that if I return an archivist, I will actually get the young hero role token will in fact trigger this card draw ability, because first the creature enters the battlefield and then you put the role token and this trigger will go to stack. So that's nice. That's a very good reason to run the Triumphant. Also, it's actually quite nice to get something like the Woodland Acolyte back. Yeah, Stockpiling Celebrant has synergy. I think I want to play at least one Prophetic Prism, but what is the kind of stuff I don't need here? I think the Armory Mice is the least needed 2-drop. I like all my 3-drops now. Even the parents, you know, it will give an enchantment for the archivist to draw me a card. Now this deck might also almost be one which doesn't need this, but I think I can make this a 5-mana card often enough. And a 5-mana 6/6 Trampler is gonna be just great. Well, I do need to cut something. I play this Welcome to Sweet Tooth. It's actually also something that does synergize with the Celebrant, but it's also an enchantment for the Archivist. Let's see now actually how many enchantments do I have. I have only 2 and only 3 artifacts, but that's only half the story. So 2 and 3. But let's say roll token. How many cards refer to those? So actually that's not that many. That's like only 4. But that's still 6 ways to get a card out of a Elvis Archivist. And then how about food token? I think I have 3 of them. Yeah, so 3 ways to get the food for the Archivist. So yeah, I definitely am a bit short on ways to synergize with the Archivist, but that's where things like the Stockpiling Celebrant becomes quite useful. And I'm also kind of wanting to play both of the prisms here now. So let's see the mana curve once more. This is now 17 creatures plus, of course, the Vigil is a creature too, so that's like 18. I think I could cut. I'm gonna cut the Armory Mice here. And yeah, I would be playing 16 lands, but 15 is a little bit low amount. I kind of like to play the prisms now because I have 2 of these light plates that I might wanna. But let's just actually check out the bargain number of things that bargain. Okay, so it is only these 3. So yeah, maybe the prism isn't that good. But another thing about the prism is that it's quite clumsy. But you can just return a prism with this Celebrant. You get the Scry to another card. But also these things give counters to my archivists. And it's definitely nice to have the option to have this as a 5 mana play available when you have this in your hand. So I will cut one more card because I will be playing 16 lands, maybe one of the cards. Because I think they are really just the least. Yeah, I have some ways to get the Vanguard back. I will play that. The Scavengers are fine. Also the Scavengers do combine with the Welcome to Sweet Tooth as well. More food for the chapter 3 to give you some nice pump. Yeah, this I don't usually like that much, but anything that gives me a roll token is gonna be good with the double Archivist. So I think I'm gonna go with double Prism and cut one more guard here. And that's the deck, minus the land, so pretty much even Steven. Here Prism will help me with the double casters, so I mean, I have the Evolving Wilds, so I will be having 8+7 now, so I guess this is a green costing spell. Yeah, it doesn't really matter too much, but I think I have more forests than plains. So this is the deck now. It didn't end up that strong. I'm happy to have both of these archivists from pack 3, but I don't quite have as many of those enchantments or artifacts or effects that create them than I would like to make them really good. Oh, there's also a Moment of Valor. Should I play this main deck? Because no, I think I still use it as a sideboard card. Because I don't really know what to cut here. I like all the stuff I have here. To have a good mana curve and stuff like that. I guess I could just cut a Prism, but I've made up my mind. I'll play the Prism. Alright. I think that's it. Okay then. I really want to have the planes, but I have Evolving Wilds, 7 planes and 2 Prophetic Prisms. That's 10. Because I have this quite nice synergy with the Celebrant and this Welcome to Sweet Tooth. This also gives me something to sacrifice for the bargain. Okay, I'm gonna risk it now. Opponent did mulligan 2. They actually went to 5 now, but this could really be bad if I don't draw a plains specifically, because a forest doesn't actually do much here. I could draw white cards or more forests, and both of those are bad, so this is a little bit of a risky thing, but I mean, this will at least be a 2/2 without any help from other cards. Well, it's of course possible the opponent can kill the 1/1 before it picks the counter, but we'll see. Okay, well, that's definitely gonna help me because it will get the card from the Sweet Tooth. Okay, Tough Cookie, that is a nice card. I just hope. Oh well, I just got very lucky here. Well, I don't know if it's very lucky, but I mean, I had 10 ways to get white producing mana anyhow. But now let's see if they don't remove it. Oh, even if they remove it, unless it's an exile effect, return Triumphant, we'll get it back. Okay, I don't need to even return Triumphant here. Okay, that's a good one, but of course, let's remember opponent did mulligan here to 5 there on the play. So they can sacrifice a creature to get any creature or basic land from their deck and put it in their hand, and then they will deal a bunch of damage in the chapter 3, but okay, I might actually have to. I was interested in drawing the card here, but let's just play the Protective Parent here right now, because now I can block either of these things, and when I do, this dies and I can put a roll token on the Archivist. Of course, it's possible they have an effect. Okay, but they didn't, by the way, use this. They didn't want to sack any of these. But they might now, of course, find a way to kill the Archivist before I get any value. But it's not so bad because I do have the Return Triumphant, and I will get a card Unless it's an exile-based removal, but now that I see a mountain... Oh, it could still be the 1 mana card. That thing exiles, yeah, the 1 mana red card. That has bargain. It will exile, so if they now exile the... I guess they might be interested in exiling the protective parents as well, but... Yeah, they might just exile the Archivist and then I won't be able to get it back. Well, they are thinking about something. They can also use this ability to make this food into a 4/4. But, I mean, I can take 4 here. This would be... I mean, I can still trade with the cookie or the 3/3. Next turn, up to 2 of their target creatures get +2/+2 and trample. Okay, they were maybe thinking about playing a trick there, but they chose not to. Okay, well, I don't think they even want to attack now. Because, yeah, I would get a card and all that. Now, the land was a very good draw here. So I can play the Vanguard and the Welcome to Sweet Tooth. But let's do this first, because this will draw me a card. Maybe I have another 2-drop I want to play. And the Archivist is gonna be a 2/3 on the next turn, because I will get a food token here. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to take a bunch of damage, because +2/+2 and trample is gonna be annoying, but I'm at 18. And this will gain me 3 life. Even if you can, the funny thing about this thing is if you sack a food token for the bargain, you still get the, you know, kind of the 3 life from the food. Because of this ETB. But I would rather have this Sweet Tooth's ability first resolve. The chapter 3 before you know getting rid of my food. Okay, so these things have trample. I can only kill one of them, which is a bit shame. I will block with the protective parents, because this I think also triggers on the opponent's turn once each turn and not only on my turn, so I definitely let's get the young hero role token. It's not gonna be, the token itself isn't gonna be, no, I can give it, let's see, if I don't block with everything. Do I want to take for 11 damage in here? I'm not exactly sure what to do here, because I kind of could just block this thing, but I could also get rid of the Minecart Daredevil, but it will be a 4/2 on the next turn. So let's take the 11 here, and let's have it like this. I will go down to 7 for now, but... So I'm gonna give them token in here, perhaps. Okay, I got the land, but it's not an untapped land for the Glutton yet, but I can play the 4/4. And I could return Triumphant the Protective Parents and play the Frostbridged Guard. Now, do I want to attack with this thing? Do I want to attack with this thing? Because it will pick up a counter. They don't have more tramples anymore, so I'm going to be a greedy one here now. And next turn I can get the Glutton. Yep. Okay, that's a good one too, but I won't be playing it this turn. Let's just get the, I suppose, a green mana because of the double casters. Now they could actually still have a victory here. I mean, if they have a certain kind of a trick. But they have no tramples now, and I am at 7. I'm not gonna be dead quite like that. But they can have a trample combined with something else. This thing, by the way, just picks up counters in a very expensive way, so I'm not worried about that. Now this is an easy set of blocks here for sure. Come on. So can I die to some... They have only one card, so they can either give it trample or some pump effect. I'm not too worried about that, so... Let's go with that, that's totally fine. I'm gonna put a roll, of course, here, because it would just knock out that one. Otherwise, okay. And, counters... Well, I mean... If I attack with this, it will pick up a counter anyway. If I attack with this, it will pick up a counter, but I suppose it's faster. Because the Archivist can get only one counter. So I'm gonna put it in here. Okay. And I will start the race now. I think I'm going to maybe have to play the Gluton. Although next turn I can play it without, in fact... without even sacking the food, I could just eat it. I could just eat the food. It might be something I wanna do. I play the Gale Fang and eat this. Is that too greedy? I think it's fine. By the way, if they kill the Archivist now, I don't care. It has gained me quite a... Wait a minute, why did this pick up? What happened there? Okay, they're gonna get the 4/4 there, by the way. Why didn't this pick up a... Why does it have... Oh, because this says X is 1 plus the number of foods you control. Alright, that's fine. I will get blocked by this 4/4 now, because they have the mana to animate it. There's nothing I can do about that. That's good for them. But does that change something from here? They are down to 6. Yeah, I thought this is gonna pick only one counter, but of course it picks X plus 1 now. I think still the play to make is just play the Gale Fang and gain some life. I guess I could just play the Vendor as well. Guess I could do that. They can only attack with like one guy, and they have to be careful about my counter attacks here, of course. Okay. So what they can do, they can animate these and attack with all these. I won't be blocking with the Vendor though. Okay, I'm actually just gonna gain the life. I have a 6/4 Trampler here, which they have to deal with. But yeah, this game was the one where they mulligan to 5 and they are they almost are in a good shape. They needed something to push through, but of course my hand is still so good that I will be winning this. A couple of creatures trade and then I will have more stuff than they, because they have to deal with this 6/6 and red-green won't be having easy time dealing with a 6/6. Oh, they don't even have mana actually to both play the giant and activate this, so that's even better for me now. And I think the simplest way is to... I know I could give a Vendor counter here. This would be a 5/5. They can still make a... No, actually the double block they have is not good. Yeah, because if I make this into a 5/5, they will lose 2 creatures. Because this only has 3 toughness, so even if they use the cookie and the giant, that actually makes it worth it. And I don't need to gain the life right now because I'm at 10. So first of all, I'm gonna also play this thing to get the scries. The young hero here doesn't do anything anymore. So I'm gonna do this before attacks. I hope it's targeting the... Yeah, it is targeting the token here. Okay, I don't need this. That was a good scry there. And now before combat I wanna play this thing. I'll play my land for sure. This is gonna give the Gale Fang a counter. I know it... not a counter, but a token. And it also has Vigilance. I know I could have given it to the Vanguard too, but... Fine. This is gonna be good enough. I get another scry here, by the way. That's also quite nice. There's so many things they have to answer now. I mean, even if they kill these big things, and they can't even do it with the board they have the vendor to deal with and the glutton on the next turn. So I think this is going to be now very close to game over, except if they draw some crazy bum that's gonna deal with the situation. Okay, they draw a card. Makes sense, of course. They need to draw something, and then they just double block that and go down 4 and have basically no board presence. And yep, I will have a win on the next turn. Okay, so did I see something that makes the troublemakers good? Well, like even this isn't that good necessarily. They get a 3/3 regardless. But I think I saw, and you know, just having a red-green opponent, red-green deck is the most likely to have creatures with 4 power or more. So I'm going to play the Moment of Valor here for sure. Don't think anything else here really makes sense. And yeah, this I don't have enough auras to make this good, even though I could actually splash it by just putting a swamp in the deck. And of course I would play the return from the wilds and this fawn too, and I would have a nice amount of ways to get the black mana, but it's just not gonna be good enough. Alright, so red-green makes my small creatures a little bad, so I have to probably just cut the least impactful card here, which is going to be the Frostbridge card. Yes, it has a tap ability for the late game, but 3 mana is so expensive that you don't really get to use it unless the game kind of goes very long. So I think it's the worst card, so I'm going to just cut it here. But let's see if they can keep a 7 card hand. And I also got somewhat lucky there to get to draw the planes on my turn 2 there. Now this is going to be of course a mulligan. So that's fine, I get my card back from the Acolyte. I suppose I have the double caster here, so I'm gonna get rid of the planes, and also the Return Triumphant is, you know, somewhat decent with the Acolyte drawing me another card, and maybe if I get to attack, this starts growing thanks to the token. Okay, they have no 2-drop. Are they lacking green producing mana? No, they are not. Okay, so me missing a 2-drop wasn't a big deal because also they did. That's a bunch of lands though. This, by the way, this advent, no, maybe you don't see it there, but this adventure this card has is one of the ones you don't really, you know, care about having. If you have this on turn 3, you don't lose much value by not playing the Amend the Wilds. It will be nice in the late game when you can get something good like a Hamlet Glutton back and redraw it, but definitely a totally fine 3-drop as a cantripping 2/2. Okay, so they have a giant, which I can't deal with. Have I drawn anything but lands here? I think this is land number 5 here. Yes, because I mulliganed to 6 had 4 lands and 3 spells. So now I have drawn 5 cards, all of them land. Well, okay. I'm not attacking into that guy. And I'm not blocking. I know I could, and then I could play the Return Triumphant. It wouldn't be the, you know, worst idea ever. Okay, that's actually I don't mind that. They will pick one counter there, but it will be a 5/4. But anyway, now at least I got rid of a card, and my 6/6 will be able to deal with this guy if I have the time for it. I do need something else than lands. No, 6 lands in a row. That's harsh. Let's see if I get the 7th one. Okay, I did get the 7th land. At least this is a one that can, you know, thin my deck. I'm gonna thin it right away. So next turn, now if I need to, I can actually eat this young hero token to play this because I still have only access to 6 mana. on the next turn, despite drawing all lands all the game. So they have the Dragon Mantle here, which means they can actually use red mana to pump its power. But let's see. I mean, this was just weird. 7 lands. Let's see if it's gonna be an 8th land. Is it gonna be an 8th land now? Not quite. Not quite. Okay then. Well, they have this stuff going on. That's not good. I'm going to attack because this needs to be bigger than 2/2 to actually do anything. And I doubt they're gonna block. I don't think they're gonna block. But if they are, I'm happy to trade with the 3/3. No problem there at all. Because next turn I can just hard cast this without using the buff. I'm actually a little bit surprised they chose to do that. But now my 4/4 will be able to block the giant, but of course they have 2 cards which, unlike my hand, might be something else than lands. And if they have any trick or removal spell, oh, they're gonna get a creature by sacking this thief. I guess a lot of creatures are gonna be better than a 2/3. They have a glutton. Okay, so I mean I can still. Well, no. If they can deal with the Galefang right now, I guess that means they won't have mana for the glutton unless they have a. Well, they do have a couple of treasures, so of course it won't pick any more counters from the young hero because it only works if toughness is less than 4, but I guess they can just have a random pump spell like that thing. It gives trample, okay. And now they have still mana to play the Hamlet Glutton here, so this is just a non-game where I couldn't do anything and then they drew the stuff. That is very good here. You know, the redemption is gonna, the chapter 3 is going to say +2/+2 on everything they have. But even with just the Glutton and the Giant, I would be losing. I mean, I will be facing a 6/6 Trampler and a 6/5 Trampler, which both are gonna get +2/+2. So that's going to be 14. That is a good draw, but sadly it's not gonna help because this will both be 8 power Tramplers, and I can only cast one of my spells. And it's not gonna help, even if this gains me 3. I mean, problem is, yeah, I can go to 9 and then... No, that's actually still, because both of them trample, that's gonna be 8. 16 minus 4 is actually 8. Minus 6 actually, so it's 10. That's what I was trying to say. So I will take 10 damage no matter what. So no reason to show them this stuff, or this stuff. Alright, so that was land heavy draw there. Any reason to play anything else here? I don't think these cards really work well. I know this oof can be, you know, used to eat the redemption, but I would have to have it in my hand at a very specific moment. And other than that, it's just a 2-mana 2/2, and in this matchup, 2-mana 2/2s are not good cards. Now, is there a reason to like splash for the 2-headed hunter and the cut in? And I would say yes, there is a reason to do that. But I would have to cut a bunch of cards, including... I mean, I would play the fawn in that case. I kinda like my stuff in here. I think it's just not worth it. I mean, I was just unlucky in the previous game, so I don't think my deck will be that much better, and it will be, of course, less, you know, stable mana with the splash. So okay, let's use the same deck. At least I get to be on the play now. And I get to keep, but I have a lot of early plays in my deck, but I don't get that lucky here now. I'm just gonna get the forest right away. I have the Galefang, which needs the second one. So I would really like to have a 2-drop here. It doesn't matter which of my 2 mana cards. I know there is this, but I have nothing to target. Alright, that's... I wanna say that it's justice to do that. Now I hope to actually remove this with non-exiling effect, but I guess the actual card in this format is the exiling spell if they have that. Well, they did not. So. I don't really want to just play this now. Attacking here would be so weird. But I know if I knew this is gonna die, because I would want to play the Return Triumphant here. You know what? I'm actually gonna attack because I'm not gonna block with it either. So, oops, that was an accident. I mean, why wouldn't they take 0? Yes, but maybe they would think that it's like a, you know, a misclick. Am I supposed to? It's kind of a. If I knew I'm gonna have a target for this, yeah, I would be doing that. But I have some synergy in the deck with the Celebrant. Okay, I'm actually gonna do this, and I'm also gonna bounce this thing to get the Scry. And I think I will keep still one of the lands. Because I have no second white. I wanna have access to 2 white, so let's do that. And here I can just block here, and then I can probably just play the Galefang on the next turn, but there's also the possibility to play the Archivist and the Return Triumphant on the Celebrant, although I maybe want to wait until I get some synergy. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna block here, and most likely play the Galefang once I get my own turn. Okay, so they played land number 3. I paused the recording while they were thinking. Ruby. So this thing becomes a 3/4 if they attack once they have a 4 power creature. Okay, so let's do the block here. That, which is yeah, it got trampled, so they got 1 point in that way. And now that they have this, they can play on the next turn. This is a 3/4, but it's actually not going to matter because I have my 4/4 which can block it. And then I can use the Moment of Valor on this thing, but I also could use it on something bigger like the Glutton, or the Hamlet Glutton, what's the card? The 6/6 with Bargain. Then again, I could also just clear the way here to, you know, keep attacking with my Vigilant thing, but well, they still have 2 mana available, so because this also taps for, you know, red or green. Maybe I'll just lose my creature now. It's a 4-drop, so I can't get that thing back with the Return Triumphant. Oh, Feral Encounter, yeah. They don't get the card from that, but they get to, because they don't have mana, but they can do the bite effect in here. Okay, this is only castable this turn, so that was just a 1/1. Okay, Graceful Takedown will be useful for sure, but I guess the only thing I really got going on for me here is the Archivist. Now I could play the Triumphant and then the Graceful Takedown to get rid of this guy, but then I would miss out on the card draw, because this has to be on the battlefield when I get this thing back, so okay, I'm gonna do that. And am I going to return the Archivist? I do like the Scry there, so maybe I am. I know I could also just return the Young Hero token and just block the giant, but if for some reason they don't want to attack or something, then this is maybe getting a +1/+1. Yeah, I think I'm gonna actually bounce this thing. Okay, there's a spellbook vendor. Oh, and I don't have to decide it yet, because does that change? Because oh yeah, that actually is gonna change things. I don't need to scry now. I'm gonna decline this because this might get me another card draw on the next turn. I think at this point, now that I saw the vendor, I don't think a drawing land is too bad right now. Okay, so I mean they're maybe having a trick. Am I supposed to play around the trick now? I think I am, because I have the Moment of Valor in here. I take 7, which is a lot, but I also Because they might have the +2, no, +2/+0, and it gets a monster roll token, and it would be horrible to make this block. They would even get a trample here. So I'm not gonna block now. I'm gonna play around that one trick. Because I can at some point use the Moment of Valor. And actually land would be a good draw now, because that allows me to play the Vendor, use it, and still have mana up for this thing. Which I can also use to save one of my creatures. But first things first. First things first are such that I'm gonna play the Vendor. And I'm gonna go for a pay for this. Give it the counter thing in on the Archivist maybe. I'm not gonna give it to the Celebrant because it will knock off the Young Hero token and I'm gonna get the +1/+1 there anyway. I could also just use it on the Vendor. I'm gonna put it on the Vendor itself. Ooh, Glass Casket gets rid of this guy. Now. I'm gonna do this attack here for sure. I kind of want to leave mana up for the Moment of Valor though. But this would be a 2-3. Maybe it is not necessary. Glass Casket is probably not gonna get a better target than Ruby now. And they might still play something. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna play the Casket. It's gonna also grow the Archivist. That means I don't have the Moment of Valor up. But that also means that they only can attack for 4 now. I don't think I'm gonna block with the Vendor here because I can't take whatever damage they're gonna deal. Hopefully they don't have a double strike trick, because if they have that and another pump effect, I would just die. Okay, they don't even consider anything like that. Interesting. Now I have of course a lot of options now. Up to and including that I will try to take it down right now. But I think rather than do that, I'm going to just pay for this thing. Yep. And I'm gonna keep it here, the token, and maybe I'm going to attack with everything. I know I have a card drawing engine in here, but I also can just attack. And of course the idea is that if they try to block, then I will let the block happen, and maybe they have a trick in which I can respond by using the Moment of Valor. That's the idea. Okay, I'm actually gonna go for that. I get some scries here to get a counter there. Oh, I don't think I need that land. Yeah, that's going to be fine. I have stuff to, you know, I have ways to bargain with it. So it doesn't mean that I can kill anything regardless of its toughness. Okay, block there and I don't mind. I believe, okay, that's totally fine for me. And then I can just play the guide here. So they're gonna have the 7-drop now because they didn't have a way to bargain it on the last turn. Yes, they are. So I can now just deal with that thing. And is this lethal? Well, I'm gonna do this first because this is gonna give me a card. And also I need to make this celebration happen. This is gonna be 11 damage, so yes, this is going to be lethal. This is exact, because this won't pick any more counters anymore. Okay, so a couple of my rares did some nice work here. What's this? Hopefully there's not gonna be some Okay, maybe drafts are down again. Okay, so I just reconnected to the client and it shows that there are no premier drafts or traditional drafts happening right now, so I guess I won't be finishing this event in when this goes, so this means I have no idea when this video will be uploaded, this video. But well, anyway, for you, I will see you once the draft gets back. Hopefully I can still continue that run though. It's possible I won't be able to do that. Well, I will see. Anyway, I will see you hopefully soon. Okay, I'm back now. It seems to at least show that there's an option to play the next match, so let's hope everything goes well. Interesting. Again, I don't have a 2-mana creature here. I do have a 2-mana spell, but I'm on the play, so unless the opponent has a one drop that I wanna deal with, this won't be used on turn 2. I get my scavenger though. Well, at least I do have options for turn 3 plays, but it's most likely going to be... Well, look at that. You could save this until you actually have a target for it, because I won't be having a target for it on the next turn unless I play suboptimally and choose to not play one of these 3 drops. I'm still gonna do this because it's the only thing I can do now on turn 2. It's still a 2-mana 2/2 if the opponent like misses their 2 drop. I can just attack for 2, it's definitely worth it. And of course if they have like a non... Well, forget about that. Didn't work the way I wanted. Yeah, they will get a food token and then a wicked roll token. Let's do this because the other 2 things are actually... These creatures are not that great if you don't already have a creature on the battlefield, so the next turn I'm probably just playing the Genealogist, assuming the Scavenger survives this turn, and then can play this afterwards. So this will give me a Royal Roll token, which is gonna give me Ward 1 and the +1/+1. Now if they don't play a creature, they will miss out on the Wicked Roll token. So hopefully they can't both kill it and play a creature, but okay, they chose to do that, unless they have like a flash creature during the upkeep or something. Well, if I had a land drop in my hand, I would have an easier turn now. But thing is, if I don't roll... Because of course now I can play this land and I have 4 lands available. Now if I had a 5th land, I could just go for Archivist Genealogist next turn, hopefully get the card. But now if I don't draw it... I mean, if I don't draw a land... So this turn I would play this thing, but now if I don't draw a land, I still can't really get benefit from this, so I think I have to gamble a little bit and hope that they don't have yet another removal spell. They already dealt with 2 of my guys. So hopefully they don't kill this, because I will get a card draw if I can, you know, play this while the Archivist is on the battlefield. Okay, that's totally fine. No, I'm not under any pressure. They can make me lose some life, but oh well. I don't think I'm gonna use the food now. I might wanna sack it or something. Okay, I'm going to... So this is gonna cantrip and give this couple of counters, but this is actually gonna cantrip too. So let's just go for it. Right, Royal Roll also makes this have a hexproof, so it's gonna be a little bit more difficult for them to kill it. And of course, if I still draw a land, I can get the prism here, which would make this into a 3/4, and that's exactly what happened. Now this was a good turn, and I can even attack with this 3/4 now. Okay, more triggers for the Archivist. I do have 2 of these in my deck, so they have played a big part in these games. I think in the first match I had it. Maybe in the 2 games I won at least one of these. So these are not treasures, these are both food, so they have access only to 4 mana here. Now, if they attack, they might have a trick of some kind, so I think I will... Oh, do I even get an opportunity to block? because I do have the Kellan's Light Blades, that makes it me slightly more willing to, you know, not block here and get, you know, give them a good trick. Because there are some adventures with pump effects and such. I don't want to give them like a free card just by blocking, because anything that increases this thing's toughness is going to be enough for them to get value. Okay, they just had a sugar rush. That definitely wouldn't have helped them win the battle, but that doesn't mean they don't have another trick. They might have the +2/+1 adventure, make me go down to 12, and then, you know, these are... Okay, they just do that on... Interestingly, they didn't do that on my turn. Okay, well, this is now a bunch of stuff. I think I do want to... Well, I'm gonna make this into a 5/6 by playing the Prophetic Prism. So I might as well start with that, because it will also cantrip here. And then let's see if I play the Parents or the Vigil, because this Vigil gives me a card by making this trigger happen, but I think it might be just better to have a mana efficient play here. That is Archivist when you draw both the prisms. I have other means to get artifacts like these, another copy of this Scavenger too, but I mean, when you get a couple of times the +2/+2, it's of course sick. It's basically a 2-mana creature that's a 4/5, and now it has a token also, this roll token, to make it into a 5/6 with ward 1. But yeah, now if I played this Vigil now, yes, I would have gotten the card right away, but what are they playing? This Resendo, they get +2/+. Oh, I'm going to block now, because this is gonna give me a roll token on the Genealogist, and I don't care if they have a... it could be the first trick, but I don't want to go to 7 when they still can make me... Okay, they didn't even have it, so... They're gonna get a rat, aren't they? From that effect. It's not like I care about it too much. Okay, the guide will be good. But if I can manage to draw a land here, that would be even better. Should I gamble though? I mean, I'm so far ahead here. I should just play this guide and then start hitting for, you know, lifelink damage. Because I can easily, of course, make the celebration happen given my hand. And once I get to gain some life, I mean, this is just an evasive creature, you know, giving me the victory too. So yeah, I guess if I played the Vigil, I could have still played the Frostbridge Guard, but I kind of wanted to enable the lifelink there or something. Alright, so black and red. So they have this thing, but I mean, it's better when you have a lot of board presence. They really didn't have much of that. This thing will... Well, I have a lot of targets for that thing, so it's just... I mean, I can't avoid it. The Witch's Vanity is quite decent. I don't think I saw anything huge that makes me want to sideboard something specific, like the Moment of Valor. Probably not so great. I don't need these defensive 2-drops. I didn't see a lot of 2s from there. I think I like the main deck here enough that I just have so low amount of information about their deck that I can't really make any good decisions about sideboarding, so let's just go with the same build for now. Okay, I keep missing my 2-drops, but this is fine actually, because Glass Casket can be my 2-drop, and now the opponent is on the play, so they might have a 2-mana creature. They even have that. Not sure if I want to kill that necessarily. Okay, well now it's pretty easy to say that I won't be killing that, because I can just play the guard. Impact Tremor. So whenever a creature enters the battlefield under their control, I get dealt a point of damage. Alright, well I have some food generating, already have one, so that gives me some life. I need to try to outrace the opponent, of course. I do have the lands for the Griffin already, so unless I get hit by the discard effect. There is a discard 2 effect in this format. I will be able to play this on turn 5 if it's gonna be the best play available. Now I do have to be a little bit careful here, because I will I'll get dealt some damage thanks to these impact tremors, but still the most mana efficient play I have available for this turn is just going to be the Hollow Scavenger. And the thing I'm actually thinking about here is that am I going to attack with the guard or leave it as a blocker? Because if they do kill the Scavenger, it's gonna be annoying, but I also have to win the race, so it's not that straightforward, but I'm gonna now leave this as a blocker, so if they, because I saw a bunch of kill spells from them, and it's only 2 damage it's gonna deal. Next turn I might just play the Glass Casket and Graceful Takedown, even though the targets are something like a Ginger Brute and the Ratcatcher Trainee, but of course they might have a bigger thing there to play. Okay, there's a Trainee, I go to 15. I probably will use this for life rather than for pumping of this thing. Okay, they have the Battle Gob, so now they're gonna equip a oh, that's the wrong thing. It doesn't give haste. Oh, they just missed out on a bunch of damage. They could have equipped a rat here, and then I probably would have blocked with the guard, but it would have been awkward. Now they actually have to either re-trigger Celebration or waste 2 mana re-equipping that thing. And I drew just a land, which means this is a fairly simple turn. I'm just gonna kill the Ginger Brute and the Trainee here. So, guess I'm gonna... Which removal do I want to use? Because they might have stuff that brings things back from the graveyard, so I think I'm gonna actually exile the Trainee. Yeah, let's do that. And then just to be mana efficient, I'm gonna use the takedown on the Ginger Brute. Besides, this can start hitting for unblockable with the haste ability. And I'm going to now attack... I kinda am tempted to attack with both, because if they are going to... Well, maybe not. Maybe I'm just supposed to use the guard to block the rat that is going to be about to... I mean the rat that is gonna have this Battle Gob. I do have the Griffin, which is gonna allow me to deal some damage. I should just try to stay alive here, so I'm gonna actually just attack here, assuming they don't have jump block with the Ginger Brute, and then just take down the Brute, right? I have no enchanted creature, so this is gonna deal damage here. I do hope I draw some non-lands here, but I guess next turn I can just play the Griffin. And they already missed a bunch of damage by choosing... Oh, they can actually... Wow, they can get rid of the Griffin, but they have to exile... They don't have a fairy, so they have to exile a card from their hand. So that was a... I mean, they at least discarded 2 cards, but well, exiled the other one. Okay, Candy Trail. And this is... Okay, that's actually interesting. So this says whenever a non-token creature you control dies. They are, by the way, playing not very optimally, as you can see. Also, you can actually see they have a lot more than 40 cards in their deck, because they still have 39 left. Anyhow, I mean, going to 9 here with the Battle Gob in here, I think it's just better to buy time here. I mean, it's not great, but at least I got to draw a card here now. So, let's just go here. And I'm totally willing to block with the Protective Parents in here. And by the way, this says sacrifice 2 enchantments, then return this thing to my hand. And of course, I will be getting a hero roll token on the Scavenger very soon, because I will block here, most likely. Well, that is gonna get exiled. That was a good draw, because the fact that it gets exiled is very relevant now. Okay, I will take 3. So, if they keep drawing gas and I keep drawing lands, they will win this game, but... Okay, that's gonna be good. But it would have been the second enchantment for the Dutiful Griffin. Anyway, let's just do this. And at some point I can of course crack the food to deal extra damage. It's also really tempting to I'm just gonna play land because they know about its existence. So it's very tempting to just sacrifice this to scry too. It does mean I have a longer... Man, this top deck was, by the way, good as well here. Yeah, that was a really decent top deck. Why would they put... And now they use the... Okay, at least they make some mistakes, but it might still be... I mean, the point is that if I get any way to get another enchantment, I just get to bring my Griffin back, and this scry will happen in that case as well. I think I'm gonna at least go for one turn and see what is the draw. It is just a land though, so I'm getting slightly punished. I could have scried this to the bottom. Can they top deck yet another good draw? Because the Torch the Tower into Edgewall pack was the thing that actually makes it so that they are going to be somewhat of a favorite in here. I have to double block this, and I would have to sack the token to... I mean, I will lose both of these when I double block. Now, there's a possibility that I can just attack, but then I will just lose to so many things if I attack in here. I know I can just scry for now to get the information, and I think I have to do that. So let's see what I'm gonna have here. The Acolyte. Okay, anything. Okay, that's gonna get me a lot of good stuff actually. I can even use the Mentor Wilds in there, so I'm gonna keep those in that same order, and that actually means I'm gonna buy time. There's no point trying to race because I see some very good draws here. Did they draw a third very relevant card in a row? That's what they have needed here. But of course they could have played slightly in a more efficient way with their equipment and stat, so that I wouldn't be at 7, I would be at a lot lower life total now. Okay, so they're gonna go for that, which is interesting, because I think I'm going to go for killing the rats instead of the Edgewall pack here. And I have 3 life. I have the ability to gain 3 life if I want to. Don't give it a double strike if they have a double strike trick. Okay, just that, so that I barely survive. So I mean, it's slightly better than barely, because when they play this creature, I go to 2, so I can still take that hit. But I need more life in. Okay, now that the Scavenger didn't die, I'm not actually gonna be able to return that Scavenger to my hand. Well, it's gonna be. It is only, by the way, gives permanent cards, so I can't, get the removal here. Now the Vigil is kind of decent because it will give me the... Now the Tapper isn't bad either. So let's see the amount of mana, because when I play this I will get to draw the card that I return there. So I'm gonna use 4 mana to play this adventure, and the card itself leaves me 3. So I'm gonna have 3, which is gonna be enough for either the Hopeful Vigil or the Frostbridge Guard. The Vigil is better because it has the... gives me the opportunity to... Now I don't have to return anything. Of course I can just play the Acolyte into the Vanguard, but I think I don't quite want to do that. I'm going to take this thing. Oh, the Tapper is quite strong though. It is certainly a strong card. Yeah, now that I have the extra mana here lying around. Alright, I'm actually taking the Tapper. Like this. Draw a card. Play that. And now this has Vigilance, so of course that's gonna always attack. I have to block this with 2, or I will die. So I'm gonna lose the Acolyte and the Scavenger, I believe, because I want to leave the Tapper, plus I don't want so that if they draw 1 removal spell they just outright win. Oh, I forgot this has Vigilance. No. Yeah, I was supposed to attack with the scavenger. I just said that it has vigilance, so I should attack with it, and I made the mistake of not attacking with, not attacking with the scavenger. I wanted to have 3 blockers, but now I obviously have 4, and the scavenger isn't even going to block here now. So they should be now at 6. This should have attacked, because I have a double block with these 2/2/2s. I don't care about too much about them. So... okay then. Guess I'm just going to do this now. I don't care if they block with the Daredevil. And they might take the damage there too, so now... hopefully... yeah, I have a lot of blockers for the Daredevil, they just play their land, so I have perfect information, and this of course means I also win the game, because, you know, my attack here will be lethal. Alright, so I also made a mistake here, but I guess the opponent did some more suboptimal playing here. No reason to waste time. I will deal 6 this way, and game and the match is over. Slightly easier match because I don't think the opponent played in as well as they could have, and also, well, they played a lot more than 40 cards, and maybe the card. I guess the Impact Tremors can work in these black-red rat decks. It's not a totally bad card. It's just such a bad top deck, but if you play this early, it can deal actually a lot of damage. Anyway, let's see if I can join the 3rd match of the event as well. Okay, some quest play. Okay, I can go to the 3rd match. Fantastic. Okay, so I do have a 2-drop here, but also 5 lands, but I guess this is good enough, and now I will remember this says put X +1/+1 counters. X is 1+, so you get basically 2 counters, not just 1. If you can... oh, come on. There could be a spreading sea, so let's not crack the Evolving Wilds. Yeah, I think that actually makes this card slightly better, because you get a 1/1 and then it will eventually turn into a 3/3, and that's with the help of no other card. And of course you can put the counters on any other creature too. So what's this? 3 plains, 2 forests, so let's take a forest. Okay, that's not a land. Oh, that's going to give me another food token. So the game plan is that I play this Welcome to Sweet Tooth right now, I believe. Oh, okay, there are 2 options. I can play also this thing. Because next turn, whatever I do now, I'm gonna put the food token on the battlefield and play the other 2-drop. So, do I want this chapter 3 to happen faster or slower? I might actually wait a little bit. If they have a removal spell, this is a good target for it, better than the human token, but I suppose they didn't have any spell they wanted to play. Okay, well, that's a good one, but I'm not going to... I'd like to play this when they are tapped out, so I can get one token there for sure. Okay, I don't know if I can get punished by attacking there. There's no flash shenanigans, I don't think. So let's do this, and then let's do the hollow scavenger. And next turn, depending on whether they're tapping out or not, I will play either the scavenger or the vendor. But now there will be enough. Okay, they had a rat out, which is gonna give them a rat and then another rat. Okay, well, they used 2 cards to kill my... but they basically got 2 rats, so it's kind of a very... quite even, I would say. But anyway, this is gonna give me 3 +1/+1 counters on a target. Okay, that's not tapped out yet. Ooh, that's also quite nice. Well, that's gonna be on the next turn then, because they have mana up. And they're actually going to be convenient to play the scavenger so that I can even sack a food if I need to. I would rather not, because I want to get the full 3 counters here. But anyway, I can play on the next turn the Archivist and the Vendor, and then use mana for the Vendor's ability, which would allow this thing to draw me a card. And that would work if they don't have any interaction for that. I wonder what they are thinking. They might have the 5 mana sorcery that destroys a creature or an enchantment and gives them a wicked token, because they might be interested in getting rid of the Welcome to Sweet Tooth, but I don't think it makes any sense. They can just kill the creature that's gonna pick up the counters. No blocks here. I know I have this, you know, this food, and I can make this into a 5/4, but I really didn't want to. Okay, they do that, and they are gonna tap out, so that's good. So now I can give the counters to the 1/1, because I don't need to make the scavenger any bigger. Ooh, more the stuff for the Archivist. That's a 4/4. But yeah, I think it's just now that they are tapped out, I will get one roll token and 1 card out of this for sure now. Let's just and if this Archivist survives, this Prism will do stuff on the next turn. Okay, but here are a couple of rares doing some dirty stuff. Auto pay for that, and then I will be giving this thing here and get a card. That's a good one. Now, it would be tempting to attack for 18 here. They can't even block. But then I would say I would take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. I'm gonna get the Scry here, but I will leave this 4/4 to block. That thing doesn't have Vigilance. Light Blade should be quite useful. But yeah, they have so many rats that it's you have to be careful here. There are many cards that makes them have a close to lethal attack. For example, the one that gives +2/+0 to all of their creatures, like the one that my previous round opponents had, but they didn't have this kind of a board presence. Oh well, this is another good card from the enchantment seed that can really work well with the rats. It doesn't even cost any mana, so they basically can deal 6 damage to me currently. And you know, not only that, it's any target, so it's really bad, in fact. I'm gonna lose all the rares in here. There's just no way. So, but of course I can't take the damage either, because they can sack the things to my face. So I guess that's the only reasonable thing to do is just do that. Well, there's nothing else really. So I will take 5, and they could sack. Well, I won't be dying to the sack. Now they have to use these rats to kill the Vendor, for instance, and probably the Archivist too. So let's see. Unless they have a card in their hand that makes this somehow horrible for me. Yeah, the bombardment was a really good one after having all those rats in here. Now what I do have is 2 food tokens, which I can pretty easily just sack for life. So I'm not that dead. But I have a couple of these big guys in here anyway, so of course they have to also be careful about, you know, losing the game here. So they might have to finish off the 4/4, maybe even the 4, maybe, well, I don't know. Depends on stuff. I took the first strike hit from the Ratcatcher now. I'm about to take 3 more damage. Now they can post-combat sack stuff to finish things off. But I mean, they are losing their creatures, so that's a pretty obvious move. I think the Archivist, well, maybe they can. I guess they don't want to let me untap. Maybe if they want to kill it, they will just do it right away. But I am at 10. Oh, they had that too, so I was maybe somewhat close to death, but this will actually be a huge sized creature, but I have the Kellan's light blades, so that means I don't, and I can, you know, sack a food token here, so I will be able to kill it. So I think I'm in a good shape now. The takedown doesn't do it. There's a +2/+2. I can make this into a 6 power. It's not enough. Let's, I guess, do this first. Because might as well. I'm gonna play it this turn anyway. Oh, glass casket. Well, that's better because that allows me to attack here. This is a 2-mana creature, so it will get exiled. Okay, so I mean, I can attack so that the opponent will take the damage. That's the point. They can sack it to kill, you know, ping me once, but who cares? Okay, so now the question is, am I gonna sack a food token right now? Let's cry first. Oh, that's gonna be great. That's gonna be very good. I'm not gonna sack. You can only use 1 food per turn, but I still didn't have a 2-turn clock because they were at 14. If I sack a food, they go to 8, and then I still don't have a lethal attack on the next turn. So it's better to have this. I can now leave mana up for both the light blades and also sacking a food token for you know, life. That's the point. But I'm not gonna do that either now. So this can return the glass casket if there was a creature, but there's not, so I think it's just gonna return the prism, perhaps. Might it be worth it to do this now? I think I'm gonna do it now. Because I will use my mana the next turn, so let's do it safely. So I can do this, get the prism back. I know I can just get the glass casket and you know, kill the rat. But I don't think the rat is that important now to deal with. I'd rather take the extra card. Should I scry once first? I think that makes sense. Well, the griffin is good. Okay, let's keep the griffin. I don't think I really need it, but then again, is a random card going to actually be better than that? Probably not. I'm not gonna die from 11 life here, because I won't have mana now for them. Maybe it's tempting to... Okay, actually, scratch that. I'm gonna do the glass casket after all. Because, well, with all these draws, I don't need the card draw from the prism. I'll just make sure that they don't have even the 1 rat. All they can do is now to sack it onto my face, and they have the top deck. They're facing lethal attack here, and even if they have a fight like removal, I will still have enough gas to win the game. Okay. So the goblin bombardment seemed nasty there, but they had to kill my creatures. But the thing is that this actually says any target. So if I didn't make the blocks I made, there was a chance that I could have maybe even died that turn. But of course, when the opponent has a lot of creatures and a goblin bombardment, well, I don't know. I had a couple of foods to gain life, so maybe there was a world where I didn't make those blocks to try to save more of my creatures, but I'm happy I did now. Okay, so now this is a deck against which I do want to have a lot of, you know, first of all, if I have anything that has 1 toughness, it's bad, but I don't think I do. But I want to have early blockers, even more than that now. So, excuse me, I think the Root Rudder Fawn is gonna be good as a 1/3. The mice is bad. Any other thing with 1 toughness, but it's faster to just do like this. Yeah, well, the Archivist will be there just because it's good. But they had a couple of those rats -1/-1, so I'm going to cut the Vanguard, but I already decided a card. It was the 1/3 mana producer. How about... I don't think I'm quite that desperate to do the Witch Stalker, but I think the Oof can be quite nice. Maybe I will put them both. It's better than the Frostbridge Guard to get rid of the, you know, the Goblin Bombardment, if they ever draw it. I will have to make a cut. Maybe the Dutiful Griffin isn't cut for this matchup, so I'm gonna cut that. If they have a threaten effect, this will be a bit risky, but then again, this will also gain me 3 life, so I think I'm gonna still have it. And anything else? I'm not quite that desperate that I would play the Witch Stalker as a blocker. I really have only a few ways to actually make it attack, so this is gonna be the deck. That's a decent hand. If I had one of my 2-drop rares, the ones that grow when an artifact enters the battlefield, I think I wouldn't play the sorcery adventure on turn 1. So let's see if I draw one of them. I did not, so I think it's just better to be efficient with mana usage. Besides, I have the Prism still if I happen to draw one. Oh, they're not gonna do that. You know, the adventure here. So I wonder if I should just Glass Casket right away. If I play this and they're gonna attack, that means they're gonna have well, any of the tricks, including the ones I already saw. I think it's better to... this first strike when attacking is annoying enough that I'm gonna do this. It might backfire if they have a great 3-drop that I could have also exiled. But they just had another one of those, so this makes me... oh, they are missing land drop too. This is fine now. Might as well play this. I'd rather play the parent so that I already have another creature on the battlefield. Can't really block that because it has first strike. They are having a third of these training. Okay. Now that is going to, well, at least do something with the Prism once I have time for that kind of activity. I think it's time to... well, I'm gonna play the Prism and the Fawn here this turn, right? So that means I don't have mana up for this Scavenger. I have to take I mean, it's possible they don't draw a swamp, and that means let's play this first, by the way. Should have done that pre-combat probably, but of course this can now block these guys, so if they don't have anything, they don't even have an attack. Well, that's not a swamp, so the -1/-1 things don't work. But there might be something else. Oh, well, now I think they are in big trouble. They had to skip the attack there. Okay. I have 6 mana now thanks to the Fawn. So on the next turn, assuming the Fawn survives, I can just play this for 7, don't even have to sack my stuff. I can leave them for some other purpose. So this turn is gonna be Parents into Celebrant bouncing the Prism. But I might as well attack with this Scavenger here, because I have the threat of activation with the food. I don't think they're gonna block, but they are, so they probably have a response to my food sack now. That's a little bit of a shame. I really didn't want that to happen, but maybe they want me to spend the food. The thing about this is that I actually can't double spell now. That's a little bit annoying. It's probably worth double spelling, right? Yeah. They might have the 3 mana so instant that deals X+2 damage, so if they respond to my activation, that would be stupid because I really just want to I want to just use my mana this turn. So I get to scry and then redraw at some point. I don't need the forest. That other thing is very nice though. And then I can play the parents here. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious now that they have the 3 mana instant that deals, 2+X based, and the X is the amount of instant sorceries and things with adventure in their graveyard. Alright. That makes me unable to attack with anything because I have nothing here. Well, let's do this, no need to bargain anything. I know I could have bargained a bit and played the Prism on the same turn, but I don't think it's that necessary right now. I will have the mana for this on the next turn. Now they will get the treasure token when this attacks, so they can start playing their black spells, but of course I'm a bit ahead in here despite them having this bomb rare because, well, they really struggled in the beginning. Let's see if they can deal with the Glutton, because this Glutton will of course make it very hard for them to beat the race. Now they can play one black spell if they... unless they have also a swamp for this turn. Now the dragon might make me sideboard my thing. Okay, they get to surveil with that, so they're clearly wanting to get a swamp. Okay, they did like what they saw. Alright, alright. Well, I will check out my draw first. So I guess... so this thing gives a young hero roll token, so it doesn't make any sense playing this Galefang because this doesn't actually do anything with the token. So I might as well attack with everything right now. They don't need to know that I'm having this 4/4 also coming up in here. But do they have to take the 6 from this Glutton? I mean, of course, now they have only red mana available, so it's very unlikely that they have a way to deal with that thing. Okay, now my board is quite good. They need to find an answer to the Glutton. Now they have a swamp, so they might have a couple of double black removal spells. The one thing is the uncommon that exiles, there's a rare that exiles, and there's the 5 mana sorcery that just destroys any creature. So if they attack with this thing, they will have access to such things. Yeah, it's still possible that they stabilize, they kill a couple of my big things, and this dragon will win, of course, the game for them. If I don't, draw some of my stuff. But I have multiple things I can draw. For example, the bargain white spells that deal 3 damage to an attacker or blocker, or just destroy it outright if I bargain it, among other things. But most of my draws are gonna be some 2 or 3 mana spells, and some of them are very good, but some of them are very low impact. So I don't expect to hit very great top decks here now. So it really depends on if they can deal with both of my big creatures. I don't think dealing with the Glutton by itself is enough yet. Now it is enough to save, they can, okay, Colossal, so they killed that by killing the dragon, and then that's gonna be a 3/3, okay, but that didn't. How about the Glutton? Is the Glutton gonna die? Because that's the big question mark here now. That's... okay, so they're gonna go for a multiple block situation. Okay, they have actually 6... okay, but they will lose the Sellsword and the Witch. So I have a good attack even if I don't draw anything relevant. Of course, if I drew anything that can help me here, that would have been great. So now, if I attack with the Fawn, yeah, I think they just have to put everything on the Glutton. So let's say if I attack with the Fawn, and they eat it with the sellsword. It's the only thing they can eat it with. And then they will, you know, trade with the parents and take a lot of damage from the Gluton. So let's just do the attack in here. Yep. That's that. And they go down to 3. At least they don't have their dragon anymore. I'm gonna do this right away. Thin my deck. I have still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a bunch of lands still left in there. But of course, now that they don't have their dragon, I'm not that worried. That Goblin Bombardment isn't going to be that great right now. Okay, so Royal Roll Token. I still do think they have the burn spell, which is gonna deal like, you know, because it also counts adventure spells. It's gonna be 6. I think they have 6 damage for 3 mana. It seems like they have had that since the turn they played their 3rd mountain. So if I do the genealogist right now, this gives, you know, a ward 1. So they would have to, in fact, respond. Now this giving young hero role to this, I think I'm going to be fine with that. So I'm gonna give this to the protective parents, which they're gonna now have to kill in response, otherwise the ward 1 will do its thing. And then I will get to, when this dies, it will be giving the counter the roll token to the phone, which is gonna become a 2/4. But it was actually a rat out. So that's okay, now I see. So they didn't have that, or maybe they still have, but chose to do that move. Yeah, that's still, you know, gonna work. I don't care about them having access to the rat. So that's gonna happen, and now they are going to face this 2/4, which I suppose they can still. Well, I mean, they're of course not gonna have the rat because they sacked it. Yeah, this is now quite bad for them. Now that they took the damage, they can't even draw the card with this Dream Thief unless they gain more life. Yeah, I think the game is done, because they have to just jump with these things, and they can't use the ability because they are at too low life total here. A Tangled Colony can't block, that's not gonna help them too much. Okay, so yeah, they don't really. Well, it's not like this is gonna do much here now. So attack with both. Yeah, that's gonna happen. They can't kill them both. So I'm gonna get rid of the ball quest. They're gonna sack these two to deal damage to the fawn. But they have only 1 creature left, and I will have 1, which is a 2/3. Now I wonder if am I supposed to play the Archivist. I think I'm not doing that. I wanna wait for a situation where I might get to have a card with it, because the reason to play this is that if I find an artifact, this would attack as a 2/3, but they can just in response kill it if they have more creatures, but they don't seem to have. And now the thing is that if they just have to jump block, they can only, you know, sack it to my face, and now my Archivist will in fact potentially survive here. Okay. Just in case they have the discard 2 effect, I'm gonna keep the lands in hand. and keep them guessing what I'm holding here. What's the tower? Okay, at least that thing died, you know that. I don't have to worry about the goblin bombardment anymore. But it's so sad for them to be at 1 life and have 2 of these in their graveyard, because you know it will cost them 1 life. Okay. Now that they don't have the bombardment anymore, might as well do this. I have most of my artifacts on the battlefield, but there is still at least one of these hollow scavengers which can give me a food and immediately make this into a 2-3. Guess I'm drawing a bunch of lands, but I mean I'm of course the player who is in a favorite position here, so I can afford drawing a couple of lands. The 2-3 will be killed by the light blades. And this is a very good way to finish off the event, unless they immediately drew removal for it. Okay, well, they have something. Maybe they have like a way to bring stuff back. It seems like they were checking out their graveyard, so I mean, if they can get the dragon back, I suppose the light blades will still deal with it. I can of course sack a lot of these things. So did they have a way to bring... Okay, they had a back for seconds, and they can... Wow, what a draw. Now that was a top deck. That was a top deck they needed. I'm still winning here, because thanks to me having the Kellam light blades, of course I'm supposed to have something. I have now drawn quite a few cards in this game. But yeah, a lot of these lands still happening. So no point attacking with the Archivist. But this they have to block, and I can just eat one of my prisms in here. And now they need to, because this says deals damage equal to its power, so they need to draw a creature that has 3 or more power, or they need to draw a pump spell or something. They need to kill the guide. Did they top deck yet another relevant thing here? Okay, they just go with the style. That's it. Well, that was a little tough thing. I mean, it was tougher than it could have been otherwise, because I drew these lands and they had those great top decks, but then again they were stuck with only mountains in the beginning, so if they had access to both colors early in the game, of course this would have been a whole different story. That was it. Finally I got to get a new draft, because there was many days of a break of drafting because of all the issues that the client had. Can I even claim my price here? Does it work? Because I saw some bug comment somewhere that people weren't able to get their rewards, but that worked. Okay, I hopefully can continue playing these drafts and keep up the pace of maybe 1 draft every 2 days, unless something comes up and I can't draft it. But I do like the set, and I kind of want to try to complete the set, collect all the cards by drafting like usual I've done. I don't think I can do the enchantment seat, because it's so hard to get the mythic rares from the enchantment seat, and they open with such a low frequency. I mean the mythic rares of that sheet, and I think there are like 15 different ones, so there's a 60 total of them. So probably I won't be able to complete them without using wild cards, but ideally the main set cards, mythics included, I will be able to complete if I can just keep up the pace of drafting at least 3 to 4 times a week. Hopefully that will be the case. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.